Very nice. This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com. Check them out where you can get all the updates on the great city of Salt Lake golf courses. You can make tee times there,
And it is the most valuable thing when it comes to making tea times. You want this app.
and the app.
Yes.
So, are you using the app?
I do use the app. I use it quite a bit.
Very good. Very good. The I'm just looking here. Season passes are now
Yes.
available on the Salt Lake City website, slcgolf.com,
They're ready.
and then you click on Oddly Passes. But season passes available now at the slcgolf.com. Boy, howdy, that matters. So we know there's a whole bunch of you out there that get these things and use them all year, which is the way to do it. Do recommend a season pass to Salt Lake City Golf, so check that out. We are powered by T-Box, tbx.golf. T-Box is the place where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. And it is the place to hang, the place to go to work on your
The
game.
place to get your game right.
Place to get your game right. So Friday, that would have been yesterday
Yes.
probably.
Mhm.
I was
All day.
all day, but for just a half hour of it, not quite a half hour of it, I was on Spence Checkett's show.
Oh, okay.
Which, most every Friday afternoon.
And we call it Tour Talk.
Tour
We call
Tour
it,
Talk.
We call it Tour Talk with Paul Tudmeyer.
I see. Okay.
I know this because I sell this feature, and I also I also created it.
Very nice. Well, good job. Good job. So Spencer and I were talking about how he will be going. He and I are going together to T-Box up in Centerville this coming Friday, and Spencer's going to get a club fitting.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, it's so funny. He's just like a little kid vibrating on Christmas Eve.
He is when it comes to golf.
Yeah, but that is a cool thing.
Yes.
So we'll be at T-Box with Jordan Bloxham. We being Spencer and I will be at T-Box with Jordan Bloxham. We will do a podcast. We're going to mic up Jordan and Spencer and capture what
That
they're
would be
doing
fun.
in their fitting.
That would be fun.
And so it will be very interesting to see Jordan, a real pro at this stuff, and watch him go through the process of fitting. It'll be interesting to see Spencer and how he reacts to it all. We're looking forward to that. So keep your eyes open on the Utah Golf Radio podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll have a podcast about Spencer Checkett's fitting at T-Box. And that'll be a lot of fun.
I'll probably throw that on the ESPN700sports.com website as well.
Okay. So, Jan, this past week, the Utah Section PGA held what amounts to its annual convention. It's called the Winter Classic, and it is a combination of the golf tournament and the official annual meeting of the section and its members. And it is a gathering, more than anything. It is a gathering, a time for the pros from around the state to get together and to spend some time going into the new year. Touch base with everybody. It is really a wonderful experience. The golf tournament was won by Hayden Vance and Allie Mulhall on the women's side. We will talk to them about the golf tournament later in the show. The highlight of the whole, it's a 3-day period. The highlight of the whole meetings over 3 days is the annual awards dinner. This was where the section celebrated its accomplishments and the accomplishments of its members and its supporters, its allied supporters over the last year. It was a fantastic event, highlighted by Marty Bauer, the director of golf and COO at Glenn Wild, who is recognized as Professional of the Year, which is the top award given. We will have Marty on the show here in the next couple weeks and talk with him about what's going on at Glenn Wild. Another award that was given out was the Professional Development Award that was given to one of Marty's staff members, one of his assistant pros named Cam Katroba. Cam will be on the show later today
Okay.
to talk about a groundbreaking program that Cam developed to provide mentorship for new members in the golf profession, and that will really be interesting as well. And then they talked about.
Oh, you missed one.
I'm sorry.
You missed one.
Oh,
You missed the Paul Pugmire getting the Wesley Ruff Citizens Award, and that is very important because you do wonderful things for the golf community, and I know that I hear it all the time how wonderful you are and how much you contribute and how important it is to them, to the players, and to a lot of the people who work in the industry, whether it be professional or directors of golf. Everybody has the most wonderful things to say about you and what you do for this golf community, Paul. So thank you very much, and well deserved on your award.
well, thank you, Jan. It is humbling. It is a deep honor, and I am unspeakably grateful to be recognized in this way, especially by this organization, the Utah Section PGA, and to be recognized with an award that has Wesley Ruff's name on it.
Yes.
And so, with the Utah Section logo and name on it, with Wesley Ruff's name on it, it is a deep honor, and I
Well
am
deserved.
I am really, really grateful. There are many, many others that we don't have time to talk about today, but and I do want to note that Devin Dehlin, the executive director of the Utah section, will be joining us here in a few minutes to talk about the new Utah Section Hall of Fame that they are developing.
Wow.
And
Sorry, that was loud.
yeah,
I
so-
got really excited.
Yeah. So there was so much that came out of that, and we had a moment to talk with Craig Norman, whom we know, of course, as the head golf professional at Hobble Creek. We all love Hobble Creek so much. But in addition to that, he is currently serving as the president of the Utah Section PGA. And I was able to talk with Craig for a few moments at the conclusion of the awards dinner, and to get his thoughts on what the night was like for him as the president of the organization. Pretty impressive stuff. Let's roll that tape, Zach. Here is Craig Norman following the Utah Section PGA Awards dinner. Well, that's Craig Norman, the head golf professional at Hobble Creek and president of the Utah Section PGA. Jan, listening to him describe his experience with and reaction to the evening at the awards dinner, what jumps out at you?
Something that I say all the time, and being here with you and having the opportunity to sit across from you and doing this show for 7 years, I've had the privilege of getting to meet a lot of these people, and he's right, and I say that all the time. I have been welcomed into the golf community, and it is so warm in here. You never want to leave.
Yeah.
They are inclusive. There's nobody you couldn't call. Just get them on the phone, and if you needed something, and if they could help you, they would. And that's just this golf community and this golf family. So I took away family.
We will be talking with Devin Delin about some of the things he has written and said about the family aspects of the section.
Mm-hmm.
I was really struck with what Craig was talking about, where he said if you can't learn something from these other people, you're not paying attention.
That's true. That's
so true.
Exactly right.
And I'm thinking,
couldn't have said it better.
Try to pay attention myself. So
Yes.
that's great. All right. We need to remind folks here for a minute about the JetX Jug. How about some theme music? The JetX Jug.
That's the best song.
It's kind of fun.
It is great.
Backdoor fantasy game we play here at Utah Golf Radio. Anybody can play. It's free of charge. You go to the UtahGolfRadio.com to our website. Click on the obvious button that says JetX Jug, where you can do your entry. We are trying to identify the Bubble Boys, the players who will barely make the playoffs. So the top 70 make the playoffs. You get 1 point for every position they finish up to number 70, 71 and beyond. You get no points.
No
How many,
points.
Jan?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing, not a nil, no points. And you will, but it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot.
Easy to join, play along, follow the Bubble Boys throughout the year. Entries will be open through the PGA Championship. Go to UtahGolfRadio.com, click on JetX Jug.
I have to jump in really quick because last week Rob wanted me to, or you wanted me to validate my reason for picking Sam Burns, and I'm going to tell you what it is because he is doing well, and so is Jordan Spieth. All of a sudden, isn't that interesting?
Well, it's so good to see him back. But
I know,
where did
I
it
love
come
it.
from?
Well, so I used to say this to my boys when they play basketball because this is the era where they all shoot 3-pointers, and I say to them, 2 points is better than no points. So stop with the 3 points and get to the basket. This is the same thing. I'm going to get points no matter what.
That's your, okay. I get what you're saying. I think he's going to be a top feeder, and Rob said
I think he'll be a double digit.
Rob said he picked Sam Burns to win the FedEx Cup. But regardless, you make your choice. That's good. That's good.
Some points are better than no points.
Some points are better than no points. And that is one thing, folks, when you're playing. You want to pick players who will get points. There is no question to the pattern. Over the years we've done this 6 or 8 years, the winners of the JetX Jug always have 3 players who get points. They always have 3 players who are all within the point system, and nobody's outside in this year 70 or beyond.
That's how you win it.
You've got to have 3 players getting points.
Yeah, it's the only way to win it.
All right, how about a little UPod update? The UPod update brought to us by our good friends at Scott Golf. Check them out at scottgolf.com. This Utah product is so sweet. You will love these clubs. I love mine. Jan?
I love mine.
Tell us about how the UPods be doing.
Well, last week we know that Tony did miss the cut. That's kind of an unusual thing, which kind of leads into this week. Paul, I got a text or an email from you that Tony got a sponsor's exemption to the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. So that's something that you said you didn't think you'd put together again.
That's a sentence I never thought I'd say
Yeah,
again at
yeah.
this point in his career, but
He's doing okay.
he needed it.
He
needed
did,
the
and maybe
sponsor's
he
attention.
heard you. So he is currently sitting T22 minus 8, 136 on a round of 64 and 72.
And this is an elevated event, so no cut.
Right.
That he would have made the cut at T22 after 36 holes. But going into the weekend at Pebble Beach, Tony's in good shape, and boy howdy, we're cheering him on for a high finish. He has had one good finish this year already. He at the FedEx down in Palm Springs. He had a T11 there, but missed the cut at Phoenix, at TPC Scottsdale, where he has a really good record.
Right.
I don't think his body is right coming off the foot surgery.
Well,
Just doesn't. He's not able to string together his good rounds in a row. He doesn't chase a good number with a good number. That indicates to me that something's not right.
Yeah, and it takes time.
Yeah.
And so he might
True,
have
true.
a couple months and all of a sudden just blow up. Who knows?
Which we know he can do that.
Exactly. So the guys at the Corn Ferry last
Yeah.
week, they were at the Astara Bogota, not to be mistaken with Bogota.
Okay.
Zach Blair finished T18 minus 9, 275 on rounds of 71, 67, 67, and 70. So this is a top 20 finish for Zach. So
Yeah.
that's pretty wonderful.
Nice to see that.
Exactly. Peter Quest, T58 minus 3, 281 on rounds of 67, 70, 78, and 66. It
All right.
wasn't that 66 wasn't enough. I needed like 2 more of those.
Yeah, he did. The 78 hurt him,
Yeah.
straight up. All right. We've got to give some love to Hayden Bance. Hayden is the Zions Bank Player of the Week, presented by Fairways Magazine. He picked up his first win on the Beehive Tour by winning the Stableford Winter Classic that was contested at Coral Canyon and Sand Hollow for his first Utah PGA title. So congratulations to Hayden Bance. We will hear from him later in the show. He is the Zions Bank Player of the Week, presented by Fairways Magazine. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we will talk with Devin DeLynn from the Utah Section PGA, get his take on this week that was, but also talk about the Hall of Fame that they will be instituting this year. And we want to hear some of Devin's thoughts on family. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Utah Golf Radio coming back at you from the beautiful downtown studios of ESPN 700, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. We are powered, as always, by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with club coaching and community. Got to check out a T-Box near you. It is the place to be. And we are presented in this first hour by Salt Lake City Golf, where season passes are now available on the website at slcgolf.com. We are so grateful now to be joined by one of the real luminaries in the game of golf in Utah. I'm talking about Devin Delin, the Executive Director of the Utah Section PGA, and boy howdy, there's a lot to talk about here. Devin, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Paul. How are we doing this morning? Thanks for having me. And yes, it's been a busy few weeks, actually.
Yeah, really, right? Between all of the national meetings and everything going on at the PGA Merch Show in Orlando, and then you turn right around and have your annual convention this past week down in St. George, together with a really fun tournament. We'll be talking later in the show with the winners, Hayden Bance and Ali Mulhall. But there are a couple things we've got to talk about, Devin, but I want to start with this. We heard a moment ago from Craig Norman, president of the section this year, his thoughts on the awards dinner and the way it celebrates the excellence of the section. I'm interested in your thoughts now. You've had a couple days to digest it. What's your takeaways from that night?
Yeah, it's always probably one of our highlight nights of the year for sure. And to be able to honor those that are out there. You know, we have a lot of golf professionals that are doing amazing things, but to be able to honor a few of them for some, going above and beyond for the year, it's always fun to be a part of and to learn from them. That's the one thing that, with our new format and the way we do that, as far as interviewing, Wesley Ruff gets up, as you got interviewed yourself, and we get to hear more and learn more about everybody's story and what makes them successful and those types of things. So always a highlight night. It was kind of fun to have the Professional of the Year picture after and have 21 of our past PGA professionals in that picture. So that was a highlight of the night as well. And the other thing that for me this year, it was fun, as you saw, to see Marty Bauer, somebody who is an outside of Utah original. Yeah. And it was the first time, and we had a few of those professionals this year that, are maybe not our normal professionals that have been around a long time and doing a lot of the things. And so it was fun to honor some different people and see and hear from them. So great night as always, and enjoyed it. Enjoyed having you there as well, and congrats to yourself for winning your award.
I am. Thank you so much. I am deeply honored, even to just be there with you all. I love being in that room, and to be recognized by the Utah Section PGA is I'm unspeakably grateful, deeply honored by it all. So thank you very, very much.
Yes.
One of the themes that came up in people's comments was this notion of family. You have written and talked about this a lot. Tell us how you came to that and some of what it means to you.
Well, I think from the start, the Utah section in general is a pretty, we're always a little smaller section, and so everybody just seems to the community here, as you know, everybody kind of knows everybody, and so it's the feeling that is just here in general. But then over the years, as we've had people from the National PGA and different national staff members in town and working with us, the common theme they just continually said year after year was, this group is pretty special, and I mean, it's like family, and it really is what it is. It's like the Utah PGA family. Everything you expect, as you look at the social media right now, that's blasted all over it. Just keeps bringing it up, but it really is how I feel like this group is. The closeness, we all know each other personally, and it is getting a little more difficult because as we grow, and a lot of the newer guys and gals that we see coming into the program, there's many times now when we're at the check-in table that I'm going, oh, who is that coming towards us? Because we've had a lot of additions, which, hopefully we can, have our arms outstretched and welcome them and get them in and part of the fold as quickly as possible. But it is a pretty special group, and and this week we had a Craig's wife had a surgery that she was part of, and so we all had to step up. But there was a few instances that have happened over the last little bit that just kind of have solidified what's important to all of us, and it's family first. And the Utah PGA family is definitely a big part of that.
I love that a lot. As this family grows, the section now is taking strong institutional action to recognize and honor the heritage on which you stand by instituting during your 40th anniversary, which this year is pretty remarkable, and congratulations
Wow.
for that. But you're instituting the Utah Section PGA Hall of Fame this year.
Golf club.
Talk to us about, yeah, really, golf claps. Talk to us about
Yeah.
how that came to be, and then we want to talk about the inaugural class and some of the things you'll be doing to celebrate it. What was the genesis for this, and how did you bring it about?
Well, how it came to be, it probably should have come to be 10 years ago, to be honest with you. We're probably a little behind the curve. It does work well that it is our 40th year as a section, and I guess we're not all the way behind the curve because we followed Nebraska's lead a little bit, the Nebraska section, who just celebrated their 100th year.
Oh,
Their section, which kind of surprised me, they caught me off guard. It was like Nebraska's section was started in 1926. I was kind of shocked.
yeah.
But they actually just started their Hall of Fame. But with that being said, there's probably 25 or more of the 41 sections that already do have a Utah or have a Golf Hall of Fame for their PGA specific. And so it was definitely past time that we do that. We just have so many amazing golf professionals that have been a part of the section since our 40 years. And with the Utah Golf Hall of Fame, as you know, the class goes in every 4 to 5 years, and it's a pretty small class, and it's made up of all of the amazing golf people, whether they're PGA, amateurs, volunteers, whatever they've done, media in the golf world. It's all combined, and so it's a limited group that we're seeing of our PGA professionals that we feel are getting recognized, that probably should be. So it's a perfect time for us to start this, inaugural thing and start honoring our golf professionals that have just been such amazing mentors and really set the tone of what this PGA family is now and is all about. And we hopefully just can continue to flourish and make it better and better as we go.
The inaugural class is T. Branca, Jeff Beaudry, John Evans, Robert MacArthur, Ken Pettingill, Ernie Schneider Jr., Jimmy Thompson, Doug Vilvin, and Scott Whitaker. Oh my. What do you think when you hear that list?
Yeah, that's definitely a who's who in our section for sure. And, our forefathers that basically, Doug Vilvin, Jeff Beaudry, and, Mr. Whitaker, they definitely got us on the map in 1986 when we, came on board. And so a few of these that are being honored this time are definitely, we wanted to honor those that helped us, the section come about. And so they were very easy selections. And then, the thing, this first list is pretty long. It's a big list. We probably won't be this many on the list each year. But this first year we feel like we want to get it going, and we probably will do another class next year to kind of get us set, and then we'll probably get on a little 2 to 4 year cycle. But the thing is you mentioned those 9 names. And I'm sitting here as you're saying, and I'm going, oh, this person should be on there too, and this one should be on there too. So there's there's another nine that are just waiting in the wings that we need to get them inducted as quickly as possible as well. So it's fun for us to be able to celebrate and thank them, for what they did for all of us and what they've created. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we keep it going and moving forward, as I said.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much. I mean, I'm looking at the list, have it right in front of me right now, and I'm thinking about what each of them did. Each of these great golf professionals did. If it's possible, and I recognize, Devin, that this is an unfair question, but what jumps off this page at you as you look at this list?
Well, I mean, just great individuals right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just people. I mean, yeah, they're great golf professionals. They're some of them are more in the player category and have had great playing careers, and others in administration and that type of thing. But overall, it's all about the people and just being good humans. And I feel like it's somebody that you would anybody on that list, and unfortunately a few of them have passed away and are gone already. But you would love to sit down and have a conversation and pick their brains and just hear story after story. I mean, I saw John Evans this past week down at the Winter Classic on Tuesday, and he was heading out, and we got into a conversation, and he's being honored, and I said, one of my all-time memories was playing golf. I go, you probably don't remember, but to me, coming down when I was a young golf professional in 1992, and I came down to my first Winter Classic, and I was paired with you, I said, I was a little nervous, and I was quite excited, and I said, what I learned and the stories I heard, even from that one golf round, were things that just are with me forever. So it's just, we could go through that list of all of them and find little things. I mean, T. Branca, growing up playing for Utah, I got to see T. Branca every Monday and then play for Ron, and so there was ties there, and he was just such a gentleman, and just you look at T and Ernie, and we were amazingly enough able to listen to 95-year-old Ernie down at our meetings this last week.
I know, and just for the record, I was so disappointed when he was done. I thought I could do an hour of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, and just their look and the old school golf professional look, and just that heritage and history. You just sit there and it's like, could I just sit in a room with those guys and just get my Bobby Jones tie on and my, nice silk slacks, pleated slacks, and just, sit and listen to these guys and learn from what they, did and their stories of, early on. So, just a lot of knowledge for sure. And again, I just can't, stress enough that, friends and friends to golf and the golfing community, they've just been made a huge impact.
Will there be a ceremony, a celebration of this? What are your plans there?
Yes, we are having our first induction ceremony on March 24th. It'll be we're actually doing it at the barn at Thanksgiving Point, where we've done the All-State banquet before.
Oh, nice.
It's a pretty neat little setting. We feel like with 9 people, it's a pretty big group that could be there, so we needed a lot of room. I mean, it's kind of like we need to rent out the Delta Center here because we got so many being inducted and people that are going to want to come. So I think it'll be a great spot to honor them, hear some stories, and get this Hall of Fame going and off and running, and continue to honor our golf professionals this year and throughout the next several years.
So cool. That is really great. Well, Devin, I'm so grateful for everything that you and your colleagues at the Utah Section PGA do for this game that we all love. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't be what it is without you, without the golf professionals, without the Utah Section PGA, and everything about it. The celebration this week was just so well done. Congratulations for that. This Hall of Fame to honor these great professionals, I think, is absolutely spot on, the right thing to do, and everything about it. We are just grateful. Thank you for everything you and your colleagues do for us. Thank you so much.
You are welcome, and yes, it's a great group, as I said, and collectively and myself, I'm always saying I want to be able to leave it better than we found it, and hopefully we're making a difference. And like I told our golf professionals at our annual meeting, it starts right here in this room, which I was in that room with a bunch of golf professionals. At the golf courses, we're a huge part of it, and we need to make sure we continue to lead and help grow the game and be good stewards of this amazing game that we're all part of. Thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, that's Devin DeLynn, Jan, Executive Director, Utah Section PGA.
He's a good egg.
He's a good egg.
He's a good egg.
Good egg, Noonan.
Yeah, and again, they do so much for us. And,
I know.
And you said it correctly. Without them, there's no us.
Where would we be?
Yep.
You go to the golf course, and there's your pro. Yeah, it's just the two are inseparable, and in my mind, and it matters so much. And I am looking forward to this Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
This is so cool. There are so many stories. We're going to have to come back and talk more about these inductees another day. All right, we got to take a break, and we come back on the other side. A little things and stuff with Mike Alleman from Uinta. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. bags and stuff. Brought to us by Uinta here on Utah Golf Radio, where we are getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah, in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. We are powered by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. We are talking now with Mike Alleman from Uinta, going to tell us about some things going on at Uinta. Actually, you're going to want to hear this one, folks. Mike Alleman, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Good, thanks.
Good.
Mike, we're kind of in the midst of the new product rollout season, but TaylorMade has some news with the golf ball, TP5, TP5X. Tell us what we need to know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We got a ton of releases going on right now. So kind of picking and choosing each week which one we talk about. But
Right.
The TP5, TP5X new golf ball from TaylorMade.
And this is the ball I play. I played both. I played this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, what's one of the most important pieces of equipment in the golf bag?
Golf ball.
Well, it is something you use every shot.
Yep.
You use it every shot, tee to green. So it's important to pick what's the best out there. So yeah, TaylorMade has had the TP5, TP5X golf ball for I think a little over 10 years now. It's a 5-layer golf ball, which is the only one out there in the market. Most high-level golf balls you see are 3 or 4 layers, but TaylorMade has found that 5 layers is the best as far as performance goes. So what's new in this ball is in those 5 layers, 2 of the 5 layers in the mantle of the golf ball, they've used some new materials and changed the thickness of those materials in those layers. And so they're saying that their new TP5 ball is just as long as the previous generation TP5X, which is usually your lower spinning balls are going to be your faster performing balls. And so to see their softer one in the TP5 performing just as good as their previous generation TP5X, that's saying something. And also the TP5X being a little longer than the current generation TP5.
Okay.
So for those of you who haven't tried a TaylorMade golf ball, give it a try.
Yeah, Jan
I
plays them.
play the TP5 as well. And what is there a big difference between the TP5 and the TP5X with the new iteration?
It's going to be your typical
The same.
what you're looking for in a golf ball. Yeah, like the TP5 is going to be a little softer with a little more spin overall off the tee and with irons and wedges.
Okay.
Short game spin, just a little bit more. TP5X is going to be a firmer ball for those higher swing speed players who are looking for a little lower backspin rate, especially off the tee. Myself, I like to play a firmer golf ball. I just like the feel of it.
Okay.
And this is important too for those who are looking to choose a new golf ball or just choosing a golf ball altogether. I like to choose my golf ball on how it performs around the greens and then work backwards from there. So I like that firmer ball, because I put a lot of spin on the ball myself, and so I'm always looking for that lower spinning golf ball.
You know, that is a good way to do it.
I've never even thought about it that way.
No, test the ball, certainly in putting, but where it really shows up is in the short game.
Yeah.
Test it with green side chip shots and also pitch shots, 30 to 50 yards. I think that's exactly the right thing to do, Mike.
That's how I've always done it. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Paul. How it feels off the putter is number one to me. Um, Everyone else might have different priorities, but that's
I'm
just
gonna do
me.
this. I never even considered this. This is something that is news to me, but I think something that all my girls would like to know.
Yeah, and I would say most people like the softer feel on the golf ball, but I'm a little different. I like that firmer feel. Um, but yeah, TaylorMade has done really well in the golf ball industry in the last it's like 10 years. They've really grown, and they've put over $100 million in investments into their golf ball production.
Whoa.
Uh, and a lot of companies are catching up to maybe one that's on all of our minds.
Right.
That's been kind of the king of the golf ball market
Yeah.
for like 25 years.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the way that it sounds.
Oh, yeah, that matters.
The sound at impact for me is I can tell I'm playing a TaylorMade
Yeah.
by the feel of the sound it makes.
Yeah. And one more thing with this ball that's the biggest story with it is TaylorMade has claimed that they have found a hidden problem in golf ball technology, and that's how the golf ball is painted.
Oh.
So in the manufacturing process, when they paint the golf balls, usually it's 2 coats of paint and a clear coat. And what happened, what TaylorMade's discovered is even in their own golf balls is the painting process. We've all painted something before, and what does paint do? It pools, and it finds the lowest spot.
Mhm.
So
The dimple.
Paint the paint pools in the dimple, and so they've done lots of testing and found that with even their own golf ball swinging on a robot, results should be really close to the same. But they found in their testing that their golf ball, same swing speed, same swing path, everything, their golf balls are flying sometimes 3-4 yards right, sometimes 3-4 yards left, sometimes 3-4 yards short or long. And so that they discovered that the paint affects that performance.
Huh.
Very interesting.
So this micro coating technology
Wow.
that they have, it's very, very thin layers of paint, so the paint doesn't pool in the dimples. So the paint has evenly coated the ball, and they're finding that with this new golf ball, results are a lot more consistent.
Wow.
So good to know. You've got these at all your stores, right?
Yep, they are out on the floor, ready to go.
Okay. That's You Into Golf, 5 stores across the state in Riverdale, Sugar House, Sandy, Orem, and St. George. Check them out. Get on in and try out the TP5 and TP5X. That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
and forgot it's President's Day weekend. We also
Right.
do have some sales going.
Yes.
Some sales going on, which we normally do talk about. We probably don't have enough time to go over them all, but get on down to a Uinta this weekend.
Yes,
All
all the
right.
President's Day stuff is
All
on
right.
sale, so it's
So
good.
cool. Mike Allen,
Mike.
You Into Golf. We appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we will be talking with Hayden Bance and Allie Mulhall, the newly crowned champs at the Winter Classic. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. That means Utah Golf Radio coming to you live today from the beautiful downtown studios of ESPN 700, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. Paul and Jan with you today. This second hour of the show is presented by College Coaches Connection. Check them out at collegecoachesconnection.com. This program will help your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, help the kids find the right college for them to go play golf at. And it's a hard thing to put together. College Coaches Connection can help that happen for you and the kids in your life. We are powered, as always, by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Check them out at tbx.golf. This past week, we've talked about it. The Winter Classic and the annual meetings of the Utah Section PGA produced a new champion, first-time winner in the Utah Section PGA Beehive Tour. Talking about Hayden Bance. Hayden is joining us now. Hayden, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning.
So glad to have you with us, Hayden. Congratulations. Nice win, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hayden, we know about you, of course, from junior days and college days, but honestly, it's been a minute since we've said your name. Let's catch up. Where you been? What you been doing? What are you doing now?
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so after I played college, I played a little bit of more amateur golf, and then I turned pro, and I joined the Utah Section PGA, and I've been teaching down at Nibley Park, and also for Salt Lake City Golf, running a lot of their clinics, their kids clinics, adult clinics, driver clinics, short game clinics, just all sorts of just teaching, and I've had a blast over it. It's been about a little over a year teaching. I've had a really great time.
That is so cool. Well, your game looks to be in pretty good shape. You just won the kickoff event for the Utah Section, the Winter Classic, contested over 2 days in the Stableford format at Sand Hollow and Coral Canyon. And we've got to talk about your first day, a clean card, equivalent to 64, but 52 points. Man, you don't see more than 50 points in a Stableford event very often. What the world, man? Tell us what was going on there for you.
Yeah, it was a really fun round. I got to play with some really great guys. I'd never met them before, but it was a really great experience. And I played pretty solid and just kind of got the putter going and made quite a few putts. Really struck the ball well and was very proud with how I played.
Tell us about getting around. First of all, keeping the card clean. What part of your game was working for you? Were you keeping the driver in play on the cut grass, hitting greens, doing all the above? And then we want to hear about that slick little eagle on number 7.
Yeah, so it was kind of a mixture of everything. Kept the ball in play for the most part, hit some good approaches, and the putter really got going. And I think I only missed maybe 2 greens, and I had some pretty easy up and downs. They weren't anything too crazy. But yeah, struck the ball very well and putted great. As for the eagle on number 7, I hit a great drive in the fairway, and then it was either a 4 or 5 iron onto the green, and I had about like a 40-foot putt. So
Okay.
Just trying to 2-putt, just nestle it close to the hole, but happened to make it. Got a little bit lucky on that one.
Sometimes they go in, right?
Yep.
Well, that's really cool. So you build up a big lead on the first day with that really impressive 52 points. Second day, 37, which was enough to get the job done, obviously, but players were chasing you down, and you ended up only winning by 1. But walk us through your second round and what was the mindset? What were you thinking? What was going through your head as you were coming down the stretch, knowing that you had a big lead, but knowing that there would be players chasing you?
Yeah, going into the Winter Classic, of course, I wanted to do great, but my main goal was to have fun. I've seen some interviews with Scotty Scheffler, and sometimes he just says, "I'm just out here to have fun." So that was kind of my mindset going into the whole tournament, and going into the final round with the lead. I just wanted to have fun, and I was actually very proud of the way I played on that final round. My score wasn't super great. I didn't putt especially well, but I hit almost every single fairway, hit great approaches. I was just struggling to get the ball in the hole, so I was actually very proud with the way I played.
That is cool. And then when it all shook out, you were in first place, 1 point back. Dustin Volk in solo second, solo third. Bruce Summerhays, he was 3 points back. And then Mike Jerson and Tommy Sharp, the defending champ, were at T4, rounding out the top 5. So looking over this top 5, you were beating up on a couple of the old guys in Dustin Volk and Bruce Summerhays. That had to be fun.
Yeah, well, they're awesome guys. They are very, very, very experienced golfers, and I've seen their scores over the years, and they're incredible golfers.
Yeah.
And to be up there with them is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, you weren't just up there with them, you beat them.
Yeah, that's right. What do you mean up there with them?
Up there with them.
So will you be playing a lot of the section events this year? Is it you look at your schedule, tell us what's on your mind there?
Yeah, I'll be playing in a number of them. Probably not every single one, but I'll try to get into quite a few of them. Along with, I try to play in a few Corn Ferry Monday qualifiers when I can. Like, I'll play in the one here. I ended up qualifying for the Corn Ferry event here in Utah last fall.
I remember that, yeah.
But yeah, and then a few state opens. There's quite a few other younger section members that will travel to play in Nevada Open, or try to play in the Colorado Open. Just different opens. So yeah, I got some tournaments lined up along with teaching. Just lots and lots of lessons.
There you go. All right. Well, Hayden, it's good to talk to you. Congratulations getting back into the winner's circle. Like I say, we're used to saying your name, and especially from your days up at Weber State. But it's nice to see you back and playing well. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, that's Hayden Bance. Jan, he wins the Winter Classic. Gets off to a W to start the year. Pretty cool stuff.
It is pretty cool stuff. And again, his competition, I mean, that's steep.
He makes a good point. These are the guys he beat are players he's used to seeing for years lay down good golf, and we're used to seeing it as well. But pretty cool. Hayden goes out and gets a W and establishes himself now in this forum as a winner.
Yes.
Pretty good stuff. All right, the women's side was going on at the same time, and Allie Mulhall, again, a name we have said before, right?
Yes, I call her Miss Monday Q. Remember?
Monday Q.
Miss Monday Q.
Okay. Allie Mulhall wins the women's division, and we've got Allie on the phone now. Allie, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Allie. Pretty impressive. You go out and you get a win, the first Utah section event of the year. So first of all, congratulations on that. Nice to see you winning here at this.
Thank you.
But we want to catch up with you, Allie. Tell us what you've been doing and what you're working on. You are, of course, young, up and rising professional golfer, and we're just so interested in where you're going and what you're doing. Bring us up to speed.
Yeah, so I've just been in off season the last couple of weeks. I recently joined the Utah PGA, and then I'm just getting ready to go out for my season on the WAPT Annika Swornstans Tour and play a few Epson events. But yeah, I'm just getting ready to go play a lot of golf coming up.
That makes total sense. So tell us about your decision to join the Utah section. Your father, of course, has been a real prominent section member for years, but you are a developing tour player. Tell us about what your thinking is in joining the section as well.
Yeah, the Utah PGA is great. They have so many wonderful tournaments to play in throughout the year. And then I also wanted to join the Utah PGA to teach underneath my dad and help grow the game of golf here in St. George as much as I can.
Oh, that makes sense and is really interesting. So you're working with your father at the academy to you're instructing there as well?
Yes.
So cool. Okay, folks, if you have a chance to learn from Allie Mulhall, you should go do that.
Yeah.
that is.
So Allie, I have to ask, since I call you Miss Monday Q, do you have any Qs coming up?
I do. I have one, I think, next month, like March 20th in Arizona. So.
Okay, what'll you be looking to qualify for there?
The Ford Championship for the LPGA.
Very nice. Okay, very nice.
Get 'em.
Well, so tell us how the game's feeling. Obviously.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
And yeah.
How's the body,
feeling?
since you're going to be playing so much in this beginning of the season? Is there anything that's tweaking you, or are you feeling solid all the way around?
No, I'm actually feeling really solid. The game's starting to come together nice. Yeah, me and my dad have put in some good work, changing all the necessary kind of things that we needed to work on last year. So I'm just more excited to get out there and play.
So what are you working on?
Yeah, so I'm just working on fading the golf ball, always trying to keep that fade, get rid of that draw.
Okay.
And then just putting. We're doing a lot of putting work. I started putting with a line, so that's really helped my putting a lot.
A line on your ball?
Yeah.
Okay. So does that imply that you had some alignment issues before?
Yeah, I was just a little bit off on my alignment, and I was hitting good putts, just not making very many. So that's really helped to kind of minimize my mistakes from like 25 and in.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, we sure always enjoy following you. We're looking forward to seeing what you do next, Jan. You got
Allie, I have to ask a question. You actually won some money here, so my curiosity is, what did you do with your winnings?
Yeah, I went straight back into the tournament fund, so I'm playing some more tournaments.
That's awesome. We figured, but thought we'd ask.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense there. All right. Well, congratulations,
Yes.
Allie. Nice to talk with you. Never a surprise to see you at the top of the leaderboard, and so go out and tear them up on the next things you're doing. We'll be watching and cheering for you.
Good luck next month, and you go get it, Miss Monday Q.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's Allie Mulhall. She wins the women's division at the Winter Classic. Pretty interesting. That is good to know that Allie's working with her father now, in addition to continuing to chase the
on her
dream,
career,
which she's got all the ability in the world to do. But really interesting that she is now working with her father at the academy to teach. So
Why not?
exactly. Right?
Let's share the wealth.
And like I say, for a lot of the players out there, but I think especially young players, and more than that, I would imagine that she would be so effective in teaching young girls.
Yes, young girls would be great.
Yeah, so interesting to know. All right, we need to talk about somebody needs some relief. I need relief. Brought to us by Duro Health. Boy, pardon me. DuroHealth.com, where this innovative back treatment and therapy program will help you swing faster, hit farther, play better, and feel better. Duro Health, check them out. DuroHealth.com. Holy cow, Hideki Matsuyama needs some relief.
Yeah.
What in the world, Jan? You were watching
Yeah,
that?
we were watching that, and I immediately text you after the second need relief. The first need relief was in the putting, and it all had to do
Oh
with
no,
spectator.
he
It was,
putted great.
or not the putting. It was spectator issues.
Well, no, I'm going to challenge you on that.
Really? Because you don't
Yeah.
think that when he was just about to tee off and the guy yells, and he's the single guy that yelled right before he was right as he was in his backswing, and he stopped mid swing. He was able to stop
Yeah,
mid swing.
and that was impressive
Yeah, that
to
was
stop
too.
the swing.
But dang it!
But my point is, he had hit the driver so badly all week, and especially on Sunday, he hit 3 fairways.
Yeah.
You're contending for a championship, and you're only hitting 3 fairways. Something is wrong. Now it means you're making it up elsewhere, and he was.
Yeah.
He made 3 putts longer than 20 feet. He was hitting terrific iron play. He always terrific iron play. But here, my big question is, he's standing there on 18. He needs a 4. All he needs is a par to win the golf tournament. He knows all about it. He hasn't hit a good drive all day long, and he pulls out the driver. What in the world? I would have tackled him if I was his caddy and just shoved the 4-iron in his hand and say, you are hitting the 4-iron off this tee. Why in the world he did not hit 4-iron off that tee on the 72nd
That was
hole at Phoenix?
just watching it slip out of his fingers.
Holy cow.
It's almost like you could see it. It was in his hand. It's like
Yeah.
melted butter. It just started coming out.
Driver puts you in wedge distance. 4-iron means he's hitting a 7-iron. So what? He is hitting his iron so well all the time, all day. Anyway,
To win. To hit
all
your
he needs
irons
is a
to
4.
win.
hit 4-iron, 7-iron. Make your 4, pick up the trophy, and go home.
Poor guy.
All right, let's talk about somebody on a Sizz. On a Sizz, brought to us by Copper Rock. Love me some Copper Rock.
Get down there and play.
It's that simple, folks. This is a championship course that is so much fun to play, and it's a resort track, so any of us can go play it. And really
Challenging,
love
fun,
Copper Rock.
satisfying.
Yeah, it is a gas.
Like a Snickers bar. Very satisfying.
Very satisfying. All right. So, Honest is brought to us by Copper Rock, and you can make your tee times at copperrock.com. Tell you, he's been on a Sizz lately, little bit outside of the vision scope because he's doing it over in Europe. But Patrick Reed starts off the European season. First 3 tournaments, he goes W, T2, W. In regulation, through 3 tournaments, only one person has beaten him. Incredible. And it with this, now we know Patrick has left Live.
Yes.
And he is very cheerfully playing within the rules, saying, okay, I'll play in Europe, and I will play my way back onto the PGA Tour by finishing in the top 10 in the point system over in Europe. Well, here's the thing, folks. The math is pretty simple and straightforward. The top 10 on their point system, for the last 3 years, 2,000 points has made the top 10. With these first 3 tournaments, Reed has gone, as we noted, win, T2, and win. He's at 2,200 points.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
already has enough
points.
points. Just you map it out over the year. He already has enough points. Now, it's not done, but it is just so likely that he is already assured a top 10 finish for the year, already assured that he will get his way back to the PGA Tour. And he's not done. There's more tournaments. I expect to see him win again.
So what you're saying is
Patrick Reed is coming back to the PGA Tour, and he has been on a Sizz
yes.
to get to
Yeah,
play
that's
his way
incredible.
into
I
what
mean,
he's doing.
That's from that's
It
a
is
lot
and,
of points.
And look, love him, hate him,
Yeah.
both are legit.
Yes.
But
Isn't it
you
weird how-
cannot argue that this guy is a elite player.
Yes, he is a
One of
golfer.
them. He is so good. And if you don't enjoy watching Patrick Reed's short game, you're missing the point.
You're not paying attention.
You're not paying attention. And like I say, love him or hate him, either one is justified.
I'm the latter.
But fair. It is fair. He does things that make people hate him. I get it. But you got to admit, he can
Yes.
play the game.
Yes, he's a golfer.
And I think he'll be good on the PGA Tour. I think it'll be good for the PGA
Well,
Tour
you
to
have to
him
have a
back.
villain.
That's part of it. That's part of it. But I also think what he brings is this excellence
He
of
is
play.
he's an excellent
this-
golfer. I mean, he won a Masters.
He won a
crying out
Masters. You
loud.
don't do that by accident.
No, you don't.
And like one of the best short games in the world. I'm glad he's coming back.
Okay.
I love watching him play, and it will be really interesting. I also respect that he just quietly said, "What are the rules for coming back?" Okay, there are these. Okay, I'll go do that. And just coloring within the lines, not making a stink, just saying, "Okay, this is what I'm going to go do."
That's awesome.
And
that's,
he's
that's
doing it.
really good of him.
Yeah. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to talk with Cam Katroba, the assistant golf pro up at Glen Wild. We're going to talk with him about his member mentoring program. Really interesting stuff. Cam Katroba, when we come back on the other side, you are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Utah Golf Radio. Getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. Paul and Jan with you today. We are in studio at the Mothership, and we are joined now by Cam Katroba of Glen Wild Country Club, Glen Wild Golf Club. Cam has developed a new mentoring program for people entering the golf profession, and it is making news around the country. Cam, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Pugmire. Thanks for having me on. Jan, great to meet you over the phone, and looking forward to chat today. Thanks for inviting me on. It's an honor.
Cam, I am so impressed with what you are doing. And I've thought a lot about it since I heard you talk at the awards dinner the other night. And in some ways, it is just absolutely remarkable and unexpected. In other ways, it is something that you think, well, of course, it would be somebody like a young professional who is experiencing exactly these things you're looking at, exactly the challenges you're looking at addressing. I'm very interested in the genesis of this program, but let's start by describing what it is and what the need is that you saw that needed addressed.
Yeah, I would say kind of the bird's eye view to start is that our profession is very unique in that you have so many individuals who become golf professionals because they were trained by other golf professionals. I would say probably a vast majority. And so, the pipeline is always needing to be refreshed with new golf professionals and kind of continuously focused on. So that's kind of the bird's eye view of the importance of just mentoring in general in our profession, right? I'm sure you noticed on stage during that awards dinner, I would say a vast majority of the folks interviewed, had said, I worked for this person, I worked for this individual. So that was kind of the bird's eye view of what I found really interesting about the golf business. So to explain a little bit about how the PGA of America operates, you have your PGA membership, which you get through going through schooling. That's the three letters at the end of your name. And you can get that one of two ways. You can either go to a four-year university that's accredited with the Professional Golf Management Program, say like Campbell, Mississippi State. There's a few across the country. Or you can do the route that I took to get my PGA membership, which is the associate program. And the associate program requires you to be working full-time in the business in a position, so like an assistant golf professional or an instructor. And you do your schooling while you are working full-time. And so, that brings with it a lot of challenges. Obviously time management and finding time to do a lot of this work while you're working a lot of hours and at the club a lot. And for me, I was able to get through very quickly. So the PGA gives you about 7 years to go through the entire associate program. And I had a lot of great people supporting me. So I got through in about 13 months. Certainly not to brag or bring anything upon myself, but mostly because I have really good people helping me. And as I went through the program, I was alongside a lot of other assistants who were going through it as well, and I had finished and would have conversations, and they'd say, I'm stuck. I'm having a hard time getting through this. I'm seeing some challenge here. I don't know where to start. And so I saw an opportunity there to get involved and get my hands dirty and see how I could help because so many others had helped me. So that was kind of the genesis of the mentoring program and the responsibility that we have to continue investing in the profession because others have invested in us as assistants and younger professionals.
I like that phrasing a lot, investing in the profession because others have invested in us. And look, the reality is nobody achieves these kind of things on their own, and you need mentors, and sometimes they're hard to find. But one of the things, I do have to chuckle a little bit, Cam, when you talk about your route being a little unusual. Heck yeah. There aren't many golf professionals with an IMDb page quite as thick and heavy as yours. How is it that you go from acting, from the yearbook, from A Place to Fall, from the Cam and Carrie show, to being a golf professional? Tell us about that pathway.
Yeah, it's a good question. I grew up moving around a lot, and when I was younger, my parents were really supportive of my sister and I, so we moved to Los Angeles, and for a while as kids invested in kind of the entertainment business, and that came with a lot of challenges, and was a really hard way to grow up. For us, just as kids, right, moving around and going after your dreams, right? So I had done that for about 8 years growing up, and so when we moved to Utah during COVID, kind of decided to invest in something different in my life. I knew I wanted a family and a little bit more stability, and to kind of be in a little bit more of a consistent industry where I could see my what I put into it. I was able to very quickly see the output, right? So, but that time in LA in the entertainment industry really helped me as a young kid. I mean, we moved there when I was about 10 years old. Learn work ethic, learn how to deal with just talking with people, working hard, and deal with rejection especially. So I think that built in me a lot of really good kind of skills and ethics of how to approach life, and not seeing anything as too big of a challenge. And so when I started in the golf business, it was kind of like, okay, here are the tools, let's figure it out, let's do it. And then I was very quickly able to see, my inputs matched with some outputs and some things happening. And so it was a very interesting and challenging journey, but it brought me to where I am today. I'm certainly very grateful for that.
What brought you to Utah, to Glen Wild?
Yeah, COVID happened, and everything changed in Southern California and all around the world.
Yeah.
So we moved as a family to Utah, and I was actually working at the Home Depot trying to pay the bills and just work and figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and ran into a golf professional by the name of Rob Hammer, who was wearing a PGA hoodie.
Yeah, I know Rob.
In Home Depot.
Uh-huh.
And I was super young and in the middle of a career crisis, right? What am I going to do with my life? And he was wearing a PGA hoodie, and I'd always been around golf and interested in it. Worked in the cart barn in high school, and I just asked him. I said, "Are you in the golf business? What's PGA hoodie?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I'm in the business. I'm at this place called the Ranches, and I'm actually looking for people. Do you want a job?" So went to work for Rob. Just totally out of the blue. I mean,
Okay.
This is great.
Yeah, and so I went to work for Rob for a couple of years, and then was looking for a mentor, someone to kind of shepherd my path a little bit. And cold emailed Ryan Karchner and asked him to get lunch with me so I could just ask him some questions and pick his brain. And he was willing to sit down with me and encourage me to try out the private side of the business. And so at that time there was a position open at Hidden Valley, so I went over there for one season, worked for Brandon Kale, and fell in love with the private side of the business. And on my last day as a seasonal assistant there, ran into a member in the parking lot and just said, "Thank you for a great season. It was great getting to know you." And he had said, "Oh, are you, what's your plan?" I said, "Not really sure exactly where I'm headed right now, but looking for kind of the next opportunity." And he knew Marty very well and said, "Hey, well, let me text Marty and see if he has anything open and if he'd be willing to help you out find the next place." And but when he had originally texted Marty, there wasn't a position open at Glenwild, but Marty was still willing to have me come up and discuss with him and see what my goals were and how he could help. And then from that week, Carson Willis took the head professional job at Park Meadows, and there was a position open. So, I think the one constant in my life and in the career that I've had so far is a lot of really meaningful coincidences. And, that's where preparation and luck meet. And I'm extremely grateful for all of that.
How did you know to call Ryan Karchner?
Rob Hammer had
Rob.
told me, he was a very
Okay.
good person to get to know. And,
Yeah,
and
true.
That was kind of it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna text him or email him and see what happens.
Well, look, they don't come better than Ryan Karchner, and he is absolutely the kind of guy who will do exactly what you say he did. That makes total sense to me, and he's exactly the right guy to call. He is knowledgeable, he is accomplished, he is connected. I'm just so intrigued that that you knew. Okay, so I called Ryan Karchner. Well, knowing that, making that call requires
So
some
you're
insight.
you're debunking the myth of coincidence, because people say coincidences don't happen. So these are things that are in the, I'll just say it. It's a Hebrew word called beshert, and that just means meant to be. So you've just had some meant to be experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and a lot of good people, along the way to help prepare me for that. So that's where I think for me, like, I look backwards at my journey and I see so many steps that were meant to be, but they were meant to be because of other people. And so, there was a great question on stage of, that led to when's the right time to start mentoring? And for me, in my mind, it was right now is always the best time, right? And so I had so many golf professionals who had a major impact on me, and not to sound prideful or anything like that, but I hope that I can have an impact on others too because of my experiences and my journey. So, that was what really led to this whole program, was me looking backwards saying, wow, I've had a lot of help. How do I continue this on so that the industry stays healthy? And at the end of the day, my life and my ability to get married and provide for my family was all because of, being able to have a job that I love. So how can I provide that for other young professionals who want the same thing?
I certainly agree with what you're saying there, Cam, and it's the way many of us try to live. I'm looking for ways to help other people as well. But Cam, I'm an old dude, and what you are doing, what you already have done at age 23, is remarkable and unusual. What do you attribute? Yeah, what do you attribute that worldview and that mindset to be? Where does it come from for
I had really amazing parents who, invested in me, and they were the first, to help me develop a worldview that's others focused. And then I would say seeing it in action in other people, right? Like I've had so many moments where other people have just cared about me outside of work, whether it be friends or mentors or coworkers or what have you, that, I think the world's a better place when you're not just focused on yourself, and that's what really drives me in our business too, is it's a hospitality and people-focused business. So I think I had an upbringing and a life that, showed firsthand through other people that, be selfless, serve others, and I just think that's the most meaningful way and fun way to live life. Like, when you invest in someone and then they move on and crush it in life, whether it be a friend or whatever, when you're able to celebrate those small wins with them, it's way more meaningful than, going out and just winning for yourself and taking that route. So I'd say the worldview that I've developed came from, great parents, great siblings who supported me and loved me, and great friends too along the way. My wife and I always joke that our friends are more like family than our family is sometimes. And we've all been, my wife and I have been extremely blessed with great friends and great people around us. So.
Did you ever run into any resistance from people saying, "You're so young, go get your driver's license. Why are you doing this?"
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's extremely important. I think two things. So, one, I think being young in the business, being young in the industry, we have a decision of how we can carry ourselves. And so, if I were to just goof off and, not take life very seriously and just focus on living it up and having fun, then I think you see that youth a little bit more plainly in how people carry themselves, right? And there's a little bit more pushback to you're so young and you have so much life experience to learn. And while I certainly have so much life experience to learn, I mean, it's crazy how young my wife and I are. I think when you decide to carry yourself as an adult and as a, you know, try to be a classy person and always act older than you are, I think that helps just mature you and you know, make good decisions and have some wisdom. And I also think too, there's also a reality of like, yeah, you are really young, so be okay with, you know, still having to work at it for 5, 10, 15 years, right? Like if I keep at it for another 15 years, I will still be young. And so I think there's both sides of the coin, right? Acknowledging your youth and your long path forward is important, as well as acknowledging that you can, you know, kind of live beyond your age if you decide to have the values of wisdom. So that would kind of be my answer. I don't think I've really gotten any pushback. I think I've gotten more people cheering me on than pushing me back, which has been really encouraging, and again speaks to how many good people I've been able to work for. So.
Well, it does, and boy, howdy, you have worked with good ones, no question. And you are currently working with one of the best there is in Marty Bauer, and that's got to help. But I also, as I've thought about this, driving home from St. George, you are on my mind. I think the fact that you are coming at it from the vantage point of needing a mentor and being assisted by mentors, rather than coming at it from the vantage point of guys like me, old guys who are trying to be mentors, I think your perspective and your vantage point is actually really productive and valid and valuable in this situation. So I think it's fantastic that you're doing it from your place.
We talked about family a lot today, and this comes right down to that. The fact that these mentors and these people in his life are so important in the golf community, that they have taken their time to help him, because we're a family.
Yeah.
And we help each other.
What are your career plans at this point, Cam?
Yeah, so I'm actually down in Arizona for this winter right now, working for a gentleman by the name of Sean McElroy at the Southfield Club. It's an amazing place. So I'll be back in Utah in April.
Okay.
Go back to Glenwold. So I'm kind of doing the seasonal back and forth right now to build my resume. But you know, I think Utah is set. My wife and I's eyes are set on Utah for the long term. I think there's such a spectacular just culture in Utah. I think it's such a people-focused state and place, and I think investing in that is something we want to do. So while we're in Arizona for a little bit here, I'm certainly looking to come back. And you know, as of right now, you know, a head golf professional role and a director of golf role, and who knows beyond that, wherever I can have the most impact on people and you know, help make things better. I think there's a quotation I use a lot is "leave it better than you found it." And so anywhere that I can go, that I can, you know, make my mark on and improve is what I want to do with my career. And in the club space, I think for me, kind of the high end private side is what I really enjoy. I like being able to have a very high level of touch in the just daily interactions with members, and I'm also a little bit of a golf architecture nut, so being able to be at an amazing golf course is really important to me too. So, you know, kind of eyes are there. I was actually chatting with Sean yesterday. He gave me a really kind compliment. So there's no ceiling, and that was just super encouraging to hear that kind of whatever pathways open up. You know, I'm confident that, you know, if I have other people supporting me, I'll be able to hopefully leave a mark. So I'd say that's kind of the goal for me.
Well, I am so pleased to hear that you say you guys want to stay in Utah. We are better because you're here, and I do hope it ends up being that way for a long, long time. Just one final question that's been on my mind. This reception that you are getting nationally from the PGA of America for what you're doing here in Utah with the Utah Section PGA, what does that mean to you, and what do you think it means to this program that PGA of America has you on their radar?
Well, that's a great question. What does it mean to me? I think it's a really cool, and Jackson Creer and I were actually talking about this yesterday because he's had a huge impact on this program too. I certainly don't want this to ever come across that it was all just me helping this program along. I mean, we've had an amazing committee and a couple other amazing golf professionals, Isaac Brown and Jackson Creer, really pushing this through. But I think what it means is that you can always have an impact, and that's really cool. Especially to see that other young assistants who are still in the program want to get involved. I think it's very meaningful to, like, when Jackson and I step away from this program, and however long that will be, and then people we mentored are running it, that's when it's going to mean a lot. But just to be recognized is really cool. It means that you're doing something that matters and that you're having an impact and helping people. So I'm just extraordinarily grateful and also inspired. And it's one of those where, you sometimes get a little bit of recognition and that fires you up even more. The job is certainly not done. The job's just beginning. And so it's both very exciting and thing that fills me with gratitude and also inspires me to, put the pedal to the metal and keep making an impact.
Very good. I love that. One other quick question before we got to let you go. What do you want somebody considering a career in golf to know?
I would say if you want to invest in others and look backwards on a meaningful career, golf is the right space for you. You also have to be extremely real with yourself, and it's long hours. It's, no one got into this business to be a billionaire or trillionaire, but I think you very quickly realize when you're in a really great job in the golf business that the meaning and the gratitude and the excitement that comes from serving others, you cannot put a dollar value on that. And being around the game and being around a game that's influenced so many, you can't put a dollar amount on it. And so if you want to look back on a life well lived, I think the golf business is the right business. And I think it's moving in a direction that makes it a lot more doable for people to not have to sacrifice a personal life or a family life. I think it's changing with my generation and getting a little bit more open to a balanced life. And I think sky's the limit for our profession if we keep investing in it.
So well said. Thank you so much. That's Cam Katraba, folks, from Glen Wild and making a difference in the game. Thank you so much, Cam.
Thank you.
All right, boy howdy, what an impressive young man. What he's doing matters. This is good stuff. All right, what's next, Jan?
You know what's next, Paul.
I do. The What's Next segment brought to us by our friends at the Utah Golf Association. Stick around on the other side. We'll tell you what's coming up next in Utah Golf. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah. What's next is Copper Rock Am is this week. We'll have a report for you. Everything next in Utah Golf is better with the Utah Golf Association membership. If you are not a member,
What's wrong with you?
UGA.org to join. Thank you for listening. I spent all our time.
Okay, bye.
Bye. This is Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.